Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
So here we go. We kick off the month of August, and you know what that means. We are heading down the home stretch, heading toward real, not preseason, not practice, not camp, but real football in both the NFL and college football world. Hi, everybody. Terry Norvelle on a Friday, starting to wrap up the week here with a really fun kind of overlapping weekend. We haven't had one of these in a while. It's not an official overlapping because it is still fake football, practice football, but football and baseball kind of colliding. College NFL football and baseball colliding. College football, yeah, they've started. They haven't really done any organized scrimmage type stuff yet, but they are right around the corner as well. They pretty much reported have the college guys all over campuses in America. So it's a fun time of year. We've been waiting on it. August is here. Thank you, July. Nothing against you. You were a good month, good solid month, but you got to scram. One of my favorite, if not favorite word. Time for you to scram July as we welcome in August. All right, a lot to get to. Jaguars scrimmage this afternoon, this evening. There's been a time change, and I think some people are still a little confused on the time change. Is it moved up? Is it moved back? We're going to talk about it here momentarily. Casey, I hope you've probably covered it with some other shows on our network here. We'll talk about what's going on down at the stadium. We'll talk about what we might expect to see, what you might expect to see, and what the Jaguar coaching staff might want to expose. I've got some ideas. Why not have a little fun? It's practice, but I'll tell you one thing. Every television, podcast, broadcast, sports network in the world, and certainly in the country, but in the world, will be jonesing, dying, just like a sponge, looking for any quick hit highlight that explains whatever franchise they're showing at the moment on their broadcast. And you know that means Travis Hunter. I've got some thoughts on what I would do this evening, tonight, in this very, 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 very controlled practice scrimmage, whatever you want to call it. And also, I've got some areas, I know you have areas as well, that I want to see. I want to see matchups if there are a couple of good fair versus fair, not so much one-on-ones, but give me at least fair versus fair. Don't give me Josh Hines Allen rushing against the 9th depth chart guy at tackle. That's not even worth my time. At least make it fair versus fair, 1 versus 2, 2 versus 1, things like that. So things to look at, things to talk about regarding the Jaguars workout today. Casey, if you've got a quick second back in the studio, you guys may have covered this on some of our other shows on the network here. The scrimmage time, the festivities have gotten moved. Are you aware of that? And have y'all talked about it?
I did not work this morning, so I do not know anything about it.
Okay, so this came out hours ago. The team will play. Okay, let me just read this, and it's all over. The team will play a scrimmage game on Friday at Everbank Field or Stadium, and it's free for the fans. We all know that. Initially set for 5:30, the on-field entertainment at the stadium has been pushed back to 6 p.m. because of changes to the team's schedule. So it looks like things have been moved back a little bit. And, you know, that affects you. Some people may be heading down right now. I think the parking lots will be open right now. But, yeah, double check a little bit, and we'll try, let me see if I can find another little thing to read. Because, yeah, this just came out. I heard this like 2 hours ago, kind of in passing. Jaguars moved Friday training camp scrimmage back to 6 p.m. So I've heard it was been moved by 30 minutes. I guess it was scheduled to get started at 5:30. I don't know if it says a team thing. I would think it may be a fan traffic after work thing. But anyway, parking lots will now open at 4 p.m. So parking lots have just been opened. Gates 1 and 4 will be open at 5 p.m. And the team will take the field at 6 p.m. for tonight's Jaguars scrimmage at Everbank Stadium. So it's only a 30-minute change, but in this heat and afternoon traffic and things like that, what did I just say, Casey? They get an extra 30 minutes, I guess?
That is correct.
5:30 to 6. So, yeah, just wanted to get that out there for a little bit of housekeeping for people. So, if you feel rushed right now, it looks like you just bought 30 more minutes, if you'd like. And if you just kind of want to stay out of that heat, again, one of those oppressive, normal but hot as hell and humid as hell in late July, early August days. It's rough out there. So there you have it. Jaguars getting things going today, tonight, this afternoon, this evening, whatever you want to call it. Looks like the team will start running around about 6 o'clock. I think the controlled scrimmage is what they're calling it. May start at 7. If you really want to see an offense and a defense run a couple plays together, I think they'll do some. If memory serves me, in case you've probably seen and been to some of these, if memory serves me, I think that first hour they'll loosen up a little bit, and then it may be more situational. I think they kind of run. Let's do goal line for a minute. Let's do.
That is how it goes.
Yeah. They'll do. Let's do third down. Let's do punt. Coffin corner punt downing and kick, stuff like that. I think they'll do that for 40, probably 15-ish to get loose, get stretched. 45 kind of breakdown, situational stuff, and then a little to call this a scrimmage. Yeah, probably not, but I think that 7 o'clock start time will be more of a 11 on 11 kind of stuff. Don't you, Casey? Isn't that kind of how it's going to go?
Yeah, it's very much a practice. Like if you get there whatever time they're going to start, they're going to start stretching. So, like, if you don't want to see them stretch, you can probably push it a little bit because it is very much a practice. And you will see some what appears to be a scrimmage, but this is not going to be a game that you're going to keep score at.
Yeah, and that's a good point. If you are a fan, what you just made is a good point, Casey. And I'm being serious. I'm going to have some fun with it. But if you're a fan and this evening going down, you really want to see red 22, Omaha blue, and go. That's going to happen, but probably after 7 o'clock with 11 on 11, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You're going to see a lot of stretching at 6 to 6:15, 6:20, and a lot of, like I said, 7-on-7 on air, stuff like that, situational stuff. Not that people, we're Jones. Everybody's Jones, and I get it. Everybody watched some of that game last night. I get it. But, just be prepared. Okay. What, in case if you want to chime in, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Tonight, obviously, this will happen across, I guess, tonight and tomorrow, probably. Everybody's probably not doing their first little scrimmage tonight, but tonight, tomorrow, the broadcast airwaves, if you will be just littered with one or two probably from, you can't show a whole lot, there's just not a whole lot to show, but one or two probably sexy moments from whatever happens at all these NFL scrimmage camp cities tonight. With that being the case, obviously, everybody in the world that reaches out to the Jaguars or jumps on what the Jaguars are going to make available, they go, man, see, get some Travis Hunter. Get something. Get Hunter. Get him catching. Get him dropping. Get him intercepted. Get him beat. Get Travis. So Travis Hunter is going to be the one at every highlights out there. With that being said, why wouldn't you have a little fun with it and manipulate the first play when they really go to 11 on 11 the first time? Don't you, Casey? What would it hurt to go trips to the right, Hunter to the left, solo receiver on the left, one back, maybe even Casey, maybe even plant a cornerback, maybe the fifth string cornerback, head up in press coverage on Hunter, and don't you send him on a 9 route, a go route, throw him a bomb.
I mean, it's not impossible. I'm sure you'll get it at some point during the night, without a doubt.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do that with, hey, Tyson Campbell, we're kind of setting something up here, cover him. No, I wouldn't do that with Cam. I wouldn't do that with any of the first or second line guys, right? But I might take my fifth string cornerback that's going to be selling us a cell phone in about 3 weeks and say, hey, we're going to do something here. Obviously, that will make every highlight in America. A, provided there's a good throw by Trevor.
That's a good point.
And B, provided Travis Hunter catches the ball. But it also, in a weird way, don't you want that vision in every defensive coordinator's mind, not wearing teal and black?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I think you'll get a good bit of that, and there will definitely be a highlight or two like that to share that the rest of the world will see. I believe that without a doubt.
I would almost manipulate something like that. And then, by the way, he would run around on defense 2 or 3 plays. If he actually fell to the ground on one offense or defensive play, I may shut the whole practice down.
Agreed.
Right? That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Liam Cohen, glad you folks are out here. I know it's hot today. Glad you're here. Take a look around. The stadium's going to look a lot different in a few years. Boy, you're going to be real proud. Hey, clap, 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 clap. Hey, let me tell you what we're going to do tonight. We're about to break off here, get stretched out a little bit. Then we're going to do some individuals. Then we're going to jump into the 7 and 7. 11 and 11, and kind of do some regular football. Some plays here. You're probably wondering, Travis Hunter, yes, he's going to play both ways. Going to open up on offense, and then he's going to play both ways. Well, sort of. Here's what we're doing. You're also probably wondering, fans, what's the time frame tonight? What time are we going to get home? This thing's going to knock off about what time? Well, we're about to get started. I can tell you when we get started, but in terms of when this thing ends, well, as early as the minute Travis Hunter touches the ground, it's over. Okay, everybody good with that? Right,
Casey?
Work.
It sounds like you wrote the speech for him.
Yes, that's it. And drive safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
There you go.
Okay. Or I guess next Saturday.
Next Saturday they play real football. Well, they play preseason football.
Yeah, the Steelers, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Steelers will come in. Will come in. And how weird is that? Aaron Rodgers will come in.
Yeah, but he won't play.
He won't play, but right out of the rip, I mean, we spent all off season. Where Aaron Rodgers? And guess what? Even Pittsburgh people, to kind of see him in kind of a game, they'd have to come down here.
Yep, yeah, they would.
Who would have thought that?
It's funny. They've had the Steelers a couple times recently in the preseason at home, which still brings a good crowd, even though
really does.
There will be no actual Steelers likely in the football game.
Yeah, it is neat. I tell you. And you guys know, my history, my passion is college football. Love the college game. But since the Jaguars have been here, 31 years now, going on 31st year, there are those, 3 or 4 fan bases that, I've been to a million games. I don't go a lot anymore, but I've been to a million of them, covered a million of them. There are those 3 or 4 fan bases that it really they bring a college. It's almost like LSU, Auburn, rolling into Gainesville, and they bring a throng of fans, and there's 10,000 visiting fans mixed in with 75,000 home fans, and that makes a great atmosphere. The Steelers are one of them. I mean, it's fun when they roll in. It's Green Bay when they roll in. It's fun. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm not big on the Buffalo shenanigans and all, but are those the 2 best ones, the closest to college traveling fans? I mean, they get together and it's cool in that stadium when the Steeler fans are mingled in there and they've got 10,000 of them or more, Packers, Steelers, anybody else?
I would say I remember Cowboys, obviously. I remember a couple years ago, I forget what year this. Well, it's whenever the Giants came here, but the Giants had a ton of fans, and even the Jags were kind of shocked at the amount of Giants fans that were in the stadium that day. And that was a couple years ago.
Was it if it was a couple years ago, it was a bad Jaguar team, and that always skews that a little bit too. When it's a 4 and 13 home team, the traveling team gets 10,000 more seats they have to buy. They can't turn them down. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was 22. So,
yeah. But the ones I've noticed when I've gone, and it's got that cool college feel because, again, I think that's what makes the college crowd so great. Those big games. I mean, the big college games. The visiting team, they get their 10,000. They eat those up, and they get 4 or 5 more just by getting them. They'll have good Auburn, good LSU, Florida when Florida goes on the road and they're good. When there's 16, 17, 18, 20,000 visiting fans in the stadium along with the passionate home fan, that's a great atmosphere. That's a fun atmosphere. Hell, the visiting college team, when they're the big boys, they bring their band with them and all. And it's just fun. It's fun as hell. But Yeah, the Steelers, boy, they're fun when they roll in here, that fan base. I was told one time, we got talking on a show, Casey, and this was probably 10 to 15 years ago, but the age example is going to work out still, and it's slowly going away. But we got talking one day, well, why is it that the Steelers, that fan base just pops up everywhere? This was a big discussion point. I remember on one show 15 years ago. The Steelers, why? And a guy made a great explanation to me on air. He said, well, look at it this way. The Steelers, yes, they've only won what? One Super Bowl in the last 40 years, right? They've only won one Super Bowl. They've won, Roethlisberger won one, and they hadn't won one since, what, 78, 79? Right? They've only won one in a long time. But remember, they won 4 in what? Either a 5 or 6 year span, right? They won back-to-back, then they didn't, then they won back-to-back again in like 74, 75, 78, 79. And the guy that got explaining it to me, Casey, said, keep in mind, if you were a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old just getting into sports, that period of the 70s, that success, I mean, that's a lot of success in a 6-year run, right? They won 4 Super Bowls.
Sure.
Not went to them, they won them. And they were magical games with Cowboys. The guy said that core group of young football fans, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that was their impressionable years. That black and gold team won. That was burnt in you, and you became a Steeler fan. But listen, here's what I explain why they started. Well, fast forward 25 years, that 13-year-old guy is a 38-year-old professional making money, still a Steeler fan all over the country because that was ingrained. So the last 25, 30 years, that fan that got turned on to the Steelers in that great run was 11. They're now in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you got money. You've got money. It's hard to go if you fall in love with the Miami Dolphins and you're 20 years old, you don't have any money. How are you going to follow them around the country, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you're a 46-year-old father, your kids are 18, 17, and you've been in the workplace 25 years, you were branded a Steeler because all you saw winning was the Steelers. And your group, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? That your group has been traveling the country because you've grown into adulthood and you're a Steeler fan.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it really did. It really did when that guy explained it to me. So I'm a little excited. I know I'm not going down tonight, but yeah, it's time. It's time to get legitimate physical reports and see stuff now. It more than practice, just okay. And there is something about when you actually turn the lights on. And, I don't mean that literally, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Tonight is more than anything they've done at Miller, right? It is. Is it close to it? No. But it is. There's way more. I'll guarantee you this film, if you look good on this film tonight and or bad on this film tonight, much more scrutiny than the last 7 practices on Miller.
Agreed.
Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
There is,
absolutely.
Yeah, there is something about putting the real, the helmets will look good. They'll be polished up, and, the real lights are coming on. The real lights. And, I've never been to I don't go to the practices and all. Will they get 1,000 in there? I don't know what they get in there, a couple thousand.
Yeah, for sure.
But they'll be, what will they be? There'll be 20,000 people down there tonight.
I think that's a lot.
10 to 20, maybe?
Closer to 10. I mean,
right,
I don't know.
10,000 is a lot of people. 10,000.
It is hot, though. Keep in mind.
You've got, I get it. But, getting 10,000 people somewhere and you're being you're being looked at. If I go to the beach and as I'm walking to the ocean, if I trip and fall and there are, 14 people to my right scattered and 9 people to my, okay, that's one thing. If there are 5,000 on my right and 5,000 on my left and I trip and fall, I'm going to be sheepish. I'm
You're
getting
gonna
up.
feel like an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Hey, that's 10,000 people. 10,000, and I know these guys have played in front of a lot of people, but it'll be something tonight. And you've got to say this. You always do the hold your breath and don't jinx it. But we are, I guess, anytime an athlete really does anything athletic, but it is hold your breath season. I mean, it is. I always call this. We've got Coach Spurrier coined the phrase talking season, and we've got off season. We've got preseason. I always think, same with college camp, when camp starts, I think, and certainly guys get injured in season. I get that. A lot of people get injured in season. But boy, I can live more with a guy getting injured, making a play, attempting to make a play in a real game than just random practice or scrimmages. And this month in the NFL and college, I always call this hold your breath season. You just hold your breath, and it's already happened. I mean, every day, Casey, you check everyday headlines. You go to different sites. I do the same thing. The last week and a half or so, it's clockwork, and now it's starting. The college guys too. So and so out with this. We've had an Achilles here and there. We've had it is definitely. Hell, who was it? Who was the old Gator? The defensive end, Dante Fowler.
Right.
Dante Fowler. First day allowed on the grass as a rookie. Not even the whole team, right? It was rookie day.
Correct. Yes.
I mean, almost his first snap. Boom, bang, Achilles. I think it was Achilles.
Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, I mean, gone. Yeah, tough. I think you can tell my voice, though. Kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting. All right, we'll keep Jaguar talk going. Remember, things move to about 6 o'clock now, 30 minutes back if you're heading down. Parking lots are open, though, but you've got some extra time if you don't want to just get out there and roast, or you just want to stay in the car with the AC. They've moved it back a little bit, so be aware of that. Major League Baseball, maybe not the craziest trade deadline day, but there was some action. We'll talk about that. Who were the winners? Who were the losers? College football news and notes. Brent Beaird joined us around 5 o'clock. I'll get back to some Jaguar talk about what I'm going to be real curious about. Obviously, I've told you, I've given you my dissertation on how I would handle Travis Hunter tonight, a couple of other positions. And I've got a couple of neat little, just cool, neat things I want to get out. One I ran across today on the internet, and it's just every NFL franchise, all 32, and it's just got a kind of unique, neat, individual kind of thing that is associated with each franchise. Some of it's on field, a lot of it's not on field, but it's very educational. We'll go over that and this date in history, not sports history, but what a moment. If you're of my age, you will appreciate it. This date, back in 1981, August 1st, 1981, a little channel called MTV debuted. And I've got a list of the first 50 songs. We won't go over them all, but memories. And Casey, without looking it up as we go to break, try to, I don't know if you have any idea, trivia question for you. What was the title of the very, very, very first video ever played on MTV? And the title was very, very apropos. Very apropos. That and a whole lot more. It's a fun Friday. You're in a good spot. We're going to have a big time talking Jaguar football, Major League Baseball, college football with Brent Beaird, all that and a whole lot more. One down, a long way to go. We take it to 6 o'clock. You are hooked up with the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jax.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play,
is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
There you have it. There's a look at the stadium where the action will be happening. I guarantee you, as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle show here on Action Sports Jacks, our team at Action Sports Jacks will be all over that area tonight covering every movement of the Jaguars. Matter of fact, you can catch a lot of the coverage right now on CBS 47, Fox 30. Our team will have it all covered. I bet you they're all down there. Not too hot for that crew. So if you want the best coverage, the most in-depth coverage, stay right here on Action Sports Jacks, and it will be just over and over sent out to you. You can't miss it. The best coverage, the best Jaguar coverage, Action News Jacks, and, of course, Action Sports Jacks. Terry Norvelle here. We'll talk to Patrick Young possibly a little bit later today. We've got Brent Beaird scheduled, as always, on Fridays about 5 o'clock. I want to get back to the Jaguars real quick. In case you got a little trivia for you. We'll talk about MTV. Teased it a little bit a moment ago. August 1st, 1981, MTV debuted. What is that, 60-something years ago? 45 years ago, whatever it is? Good grief. I was 16, 17, 16, 17. Ooh, it was a big moment. Is that Patrick? I don't heard Pat stirring around, maybe. No? Maybe not. He'll let us know. Let us know, Pat, when you get there. Want to get back to the Jaguars. I gave you my thoughts on Travis Hunter. I'd throw him a deep ball early. maybe on a fifth-string cornerback, just to kind of send a little message out there and let everybody see it. Hopefully it gets completed. May let him cover a receiver or two before I get him off the field. Things I'm looking for tonight, really one area. I think there are more than one concern areas for the Jaguars, but the one big area is the offensive line for me. Tonight, you really want to pay attention. And if you get goods on good, maybe not ones on ones every time, but ones on twos, twos on ones, that's a fair matchup. The offensive line, the edge rushers against the offensive line / tackles, I think is big story one. You're starting to hear whispers, or I've been reading some stuff here and there. Gosh darn, there might be some people getting a little antsy about the Jaguars. Both offensive tackles. They've been getting beat up pretty good, it sounds like, by Hines Allen and Walker. Is that good? Is that bad? And then Hainsey. I mean, you can't look past the center. The Jaguars, if they don't get better center play, and I was a guy never, ever, ever, ever last year bought into Mitch Morse. I mean, if you couldn't see that on the wall, the Buffalo Bills in the middle and currently still in the middle of a Super Bowl-ish run. I mean, they are Super Bowl quality, and they've been for a year or two, and they're going to be for a couple more years. The last thing a franchise like that in that position is going to do is just kick their starting center to the curb. When they did that, that told me, hey, man, this guy, they must think he's out of gas. And he was. Mitch Morse was below average, well below average NFL center. Robert Hainsey was basically benched. He was benched last year in Tampa. That's a concern. A true rookie was drafted, came in, and unseated Robert Hainsey. That's the starting center for the Jaguars. Keep an eye on that offensive line. As it goes, I'm not going to say the season goes, because if the offensive line is decent, that still doesn't mean they're going to rack up double-digit wins. But I'll tell you one thing, they're getting nowhere fast if the offensive line resembles anything like last year. And, I mean, there are question marks all across the board on that offensive line, I think. I mean, I don't – Macari, is he your best player that came over from the Ravens? Could be your best player on the offensive line. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I would have gone offensive line. I'd have got that guy from LSU probably. Campbell, was it? I think it was. I'd have got the best ranked offensive lineman.
Yeah, Will Campbell.
Yeah, Will Campbell. And, you know, we had a different the Jaguars and myself, we've had differences of opinion before. So there you have it. Some other areas to look at with the Jaguars. All right, Casey, MTV, probably not as big a deal to you and your generation. I mean, it was born in wheelhouse for me. I mean, I was in high school, and it was a mega deal. Before MTV, you rarely got to see the radio stars. You rarely, I mean, unless you went to a concert, you would catch maybe a live act on a TV show. Maybe you catch somebody on Soul Train. The Midnight Special was a show. I think it was called the Midnight Special. There was a Saturday night late show, like at midnight, obviously, and it was kind of a rock and roll midnight show. And it ran for a long time. But you would catch rock and roll bands and new artists and all. But you got to understand, you didn't see your artists. You heard them. There wasn't video and channels dedicated to just playing over and over. Well, this thing called MTV, somebody. And it when you look back now, you wonder how somebody didn't marry video and audio together quicker. But 1981, music television debuted. And Casey, you may have, I don't know if you're a trivia guy. This has been a trivia question all over America for years. Any idea the name of the first song ever played August 1st, 1981, first song on MTV?
So only because you were heavy on the way you said it, my guess is Video Killed the Radio Star.
You got it. You nailed it. Now, I don't know backstory, the Bungles, and you know, this, you've probably been out to trivia. That question's been asked a million times. So I thought you might have a chance. But I should have looked it up this morning. I don't know the backstory. I'm assuming the Bungles were told about this new network, and they wrote a song. I mean, video killed the radio star. I mean, that's right. Did they write this because of the network? I mean,
It's possible. It would be a
and-
good idea.
And if they did, as the number one song, the first ever song played, which it was, they had to have a heads up, right? They had to be told. I mean, you don't just write a song like that an hour, 2 days before it debuts and record it.
That's a good
Right?
point.
So they had to
Yeah.
have a little bit of a heads up, right?
What so that song came out, by the way, in 79.
Okay, so they were a little bit ahead of it. I
So they were
guess.
it's September of 79. So basically 2 years ahead of
But
MTV.
and I could look it up. You can look it up. Maybe I'm sure MTV was born. The idea several years before it went on the air.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Maybe they sent out a calling. They may have had a cattle
Possible.
call. Hey, who thinks they can write the most appropriate song for this new thing we're going to call music television? I don't know. I'll look up the story, but some of the artists and all we all recognize. I won't go over them all, but some of the big ones. Pat Benatar's on there a couple times. She was a huge solo artist. The little girl with if she's still alive, huge voice, particularly when she was younger. Rod Stewart had a couple of songs of the top 50. The rock album that was huge, the moment MTV debuted, was REO Speedwagon. High Infidelity had about 9 just smash hit. When I was in high school, early in high school, it was huge. REO Speedwagon is all over there. Michael Jackson's Thriller had not quite come out yet. And Thriller was such a smash album, and it got so much MTV play. It really helped MTV solidify as well. I don't think it had quite come out yet. Some other band, Jacksonville Representative, number 13, the 13th song, because it was a hit at the time, way back in '81. Hold On Loosely. Do you recognize that title?
I do, yes.
Hold On Loosely. 38 Special from Jacksonville.
How about that?
38 Special. Rod Stewart again. The Pretenders. Here's a sports reference one. The 22nd song played on the debut day of MTV, August 1st, 1981. One of the stadium anthems we still hear. I'll give you the drum part.
Phil Collins.
Yep. Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. Still played at every stadium.
Hear it all the time?
Let me just bounce around here. Gosh, Rod Stewart was hot in the 80s.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean, hot for hits. Rod Stewart, he had a song, the third song played. He had 2 or 3 times on this list. It's a very small. Rod Stewart, 15th song played.
How about that?
He had the 26th song played. Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Oh, all right.
There you go, Rod. There's another Pat Benatar.
Nice.
Styx was pretty popular way back then. They had a couple songs that made the first run. Rod Stewart again. Passion. Oh, the ladies like Rod Stewart. I remember that now back in the day. Oh, Rod. I guess you don't get called Rod the Bod for nothing.
Oh, I didn't know that was his nickname. How about that?
Rod the Bod. Rod the Bod. Elvis Costello decided to jump on this.
Okay.
How about that? Pretty cool. Fleetwood Mac had one. Another REO Speedwagon. God, that was a big hit. And a duet was the 25th song. Somebody named Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty, they got together and started dragging each other's heart around.
Oh, I've heard of those people.
Dragging, how about that? MTV, 1981. And now look what it's turned into. You know, the correlation, there's a sports correlation. You know, MTV obviously, Casey, it probably at least the first good 10 years, I mean, it was videos. You had VJs. Did you know that term? They had VJs, video jockeys.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it wasn't DJs. Disc jocks.
Sure.
Jockeys were discs, radio, VJs. So they came out. They had like 5 they debuted. Martha Quinn, J.J. Jack, white guy, black guy, girl,
Oh, you actually like knew who the people like
Oh,
mattered?
yeah. There were 5, and and they were all pretty unknown. But, and they did the rainbow. They had a black guy, J.J. Jackson. They had a plain old white guy, Mark somebody. They had a blonde girl, Nina Blackwood, I think her name was. Martha Quinn was the cutesy All-American. They tried to cover, and that was your VJ. So they would kind of bounce around 24. It was 24 hours a day.
That's
so
wild. I didn't realize that part.
Yeah, somebody have a 6-hour shift, 8-hour shift, 8 hours. Boom, there's a day. A couple guys off. So, So they introduced the song. Hey, Duran, smash hit, Hungry Like the Wolf. Here it is, and boom, the video would play. So and you would have, they'd go to commercial break, they'd come back, and they'd have an interview or two here and there, or they'd have some backstory on the song or the video. But man, you probably had 40 minutes of music video per hour, and then 2 or 3 commercial breaks and 2 or 3, right? Well, it was that way for years. Kids, we would sit comatose in front of MTV.
It's hard to believe, man.
Yeah, and you never saw the group. Oh my God, that's unless you caught maybe an afternoon, the Mike Douglas show at 4:00, and they may have had the Bee Gees on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You never saw people, so you would sit there and watch. And what a great way to sell your records and your concert tickets. Make it on MTV. So the artists, the groups, the managers, the making of videos was the way to market. Huh. It was a massive way. And then I guess just like the correlation, here's where I was going with this. The correlation, it outgrew just videos, and then they started doing the shows. I think MTV was the first put a bunch of teenagers and young 20-year-old good-looking people in a house.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think MTV started doing that, and then they started doing, commercial Beavis and Butthead. So they got away.
Don't forget about Teen Mom, Terry. That was important.
There you go.
I watched Teen Mom.
There you go. But they basically all the way, even now, they got away from video.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
The correlation is in sports, people talk about SportsCenter. SportsCenter did it follow the MTV path? SportsCenter's first 15 years or so was awesome. It was wall-to-wall highlights, fast-paced, catch you up, tell you about sports, talk about sports, highlight. Then it started evolving. And it's SportsCenter today is nothing like it was.
It is different for sure.
Many people think it's for the worse. They're like, gosh, just go back to what it was. Have 2 or 3 good teams of broadcasters, and you've got access to all the highlights, fast paced, catch us up, tell us what we missed, show us what we missed, preview what we got coming up, and let's move. Now it's arguing and fighting and selling product, and I get it, advertising, but selling, trying to make your star bigger than other network. But yeah, a lot of people correlate MTV and SportsCenter. Kind of did they lose their identity, if you will? So there you have it.
I learned something today, Terry. Thank you.
How about
little history lesson?
Oh, Patrick Young, PY.
Dude, how about I was just I pulled up to get some gas and didn't want to interrupt the show until I got free moving again.
Yeah.
So I pulled up the article. I cannot believe the Cowboys are such liars
about Parsons.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What is the whole premise on not wanting to get one of the best playmakers to stay on your team? He loves the Cowboys. He wants to be there. The fact that he's such a hush-hush guy.
I know.
On stuff like this too. The fact that he's demanding a trade. Oh my gosh.
And and I get it. If you're going to start demanding a trade, you really got to have some. I think at times you got to have some serious, harsh words. Did you see some of the quotes he said in there?
I saw that he said like, I'm tired of these sit down one-on-one closed door meetings without my agent.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate
it. He goes. Here's a
go
couple.
Go ahead, Terry.
Some of the quotes, man. Let me see if I can find them. This is Parsons talking about he's demanding a trade now. Yes, I wanted to be here, Parsons wrote. I did a social media posting. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, PA. He goes on to say, unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I know, like you said, Patrick, I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done. And then he has a thank you to Dallas fans. No, you got to be firm.
Dude, if I don't know if we'll ever see a franchise turn on its owner faster than the Dallas Cowboys if this goes. And I was listening to First Take this morning. Why the hell did they make Dak the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
No idea.
He's got 2 playoff wins in 10 seasons, 11 seasons.
Yeah.
Don't get
I'll
it.
tell you this, Pat, and I guess maybe because I'm getting older, I hope I have never or never will be an ageist. I think numbers of age are greatly different on different human beings. Our bodies are different. Our exposures have been different. So I don't think you can say 60, 70, 80. I'm telling you, man, the last couple of times I have witnessed, watched, and listened to Jerry Jones in the last month in front of a camera and behind the microphone, Patrick, I'm not so sure he's with us anymore all the way. I mean, he some of the things he said, he went off again. He was about a week or so ago. He was talking about, our players they could easily be hurt at any time. They could get in a car wreck any minute, and that was awkward. He was on.
That's
stage.
very awkward.
Yeah, he was on stage the other day and he did another. I snapped my head around and go, "Wow, that's."
Why would he say that?
Yeah, he's starting to say a lot of not appropriate things in public, and not to get political, but I mean, he's starting to sound a little bit like a sports version of Joe Biden. I'm serious about that.
Yeah. And, I think it's always apparent when there's a level of arrogance or hubris that these guys think just because they've done it before and they're in this position that we don't know what we're talking about. We're going to get this done just like all the contracts have passed. Yeah. We don't hold out and make deals longer. Michael Parsons just showed receipts.
I know.
I mean, and he really, truly, he showed up to everything. He tried to do all the right things to get this done.
Yeah.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
Hey, we're back here, Terry Norvelle, on a Friday edition, having a good discussion. Sorry about that technical snafu a moment ago as we welcome back to the Young and Norvelle show here on Action Sports Jacks. That was on my end. My power cord had fell out, and I didn't know it. So we've been sitting here on reserve power, and it finally died. My bad. I want to apologize to Patrick. That was a rude way to get Patrick off the phone. He may or may not check back in. Pat's got some stuff going on. We also have Brent Beaird scheduled for the top of the hour. Boy, we had a good discussion going on about Jerry Jones, though, the Cowboys owner. Patrick brought it up, and we had some good discussion. I hope I'm wrong, but, man, it looks like he may be heading over keep the cameras and the microphones away from him. The last 2 or 3 times I've seen him and heard him talk in public to the media about his Cowboys, boy, he has said some just off-the-cuff kind of strange, did you really say that? Nothing scandalous, but just awkward things that an owner in his position shouldn't probably say. Strange choice of words. I worry about Jerry Jones. I wonder if he's I I guess his son, what's his son, Stephen? I think it is Stephen Jones.
Yeah.
Stephen. I guess he's the heir apparent, but I mean, Jerry Jones, I mean, you know his history. Incredibly strong man, incredibly smart man, incredibly powerful man. It's one thing to say, and a lot of times you say this, hey man, maybe the family needs to kind of step in at some point with certain people when they hit a certain age. And there's not one age catch all. I want to say that. I'm not being sexist here, and sexism, if you know. But Casey, can you imagine in that family? If Jerry Jones is breathing, he'd be hard to get out of there unless he wants to get out of that position.
Yeah, I don't think it would be something you could really accomplish, to be honest. Like, just, I mean, I don't know how unless you lock him in a room, I don't know how you're going to keep him from doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you almost need one big incident, not anything of harm to anyone, but
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
could you imagine? And I don't even know if Stephen Jones would want to, hey, Steve, listen, man, you really need to call a meeting with your dad, just you two, and say, Dad, it's time to hang it up. I need to go ahead and step in. And if I'm Stephen, I go, can you send a battalion with me?
That wouldn't go well.
Woo! And it's one of those things, we've seen this before, with celebrities and even coaches and things like that. I mean, not this degree, but I can remember at least Bobby Bowden's final 5 years. I brought this up a lot. I'm like, man, somebody in the Bowden family needed to go get Bobby. They needed to make a mound visit and, say, go to the bullpen. The Bowden family, I blamed for 4 or 5 years. They left Bobby blowing in the wind too long. I mean, he shouldn't have been out there for a few years. And I think the most hardened Seminole fan that went through that would understand that. But, Jerry Jones, I hope it's just a couple of bad days behind the microphone. But, man, it seems like every time I watch Jerry Jones now, and it's been the last month, he's been popping up because it's football season. And the Cowboys will command microphones and cameras, and that's not going to change. But man, unless he decides it, unless something drastic was to happen, hopefully again, no injuries or anything, but I don't know if Jerry Jones is ever going to just kind of call his own press conference and say, hey, I think it's time. I'm gonna hand it over to Steven, and I'm here if he needs any advice and guidance. But I've had my run. I've had my run. All right, hour number 1 here has had its run. We're 1 hour deep. We've got 1 hour left. A lot of stuff to get to. Have an NFL kind of a fun news and notes. Casey, I think we'll try and get to this here, maybe even when we have Brent on. This is a really fun list I came across on the internet. All 32 NFL franchises, just one unique thing about each franchise. And a lot of it is wins and losses in games, but a lot of it is not. Really interesting. We'll try to get over that. Talk some college sports as well. College football with Brent Beaird. All that coming up hour 2 right here on a Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
The rhythm of my heart is beating like a drum, with we are more rolling off our tongues. Never will we roam, for we know our place is out. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing. Where the ocean meets the skies, we be sailing.
Welcome back. Patrick Young back with us. Terry Norvelle coming to you on a busy Friday. Exciting. Going to be a lot of excitement down there at the stadium. Things move back about a half hour. Just be aware of that, folks, as you're making your way down to the stadium. It is a Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Pat, I teased. We finished up the Jerry Jones stuff. We'll get back to it later. That's a great I had Micah Parsons written down as well. That was a great pickup by you. Got a list here before Brent Beaird comes on. I ran across this, Pat, just unique things on or off the field about each NFL franchise. Let's go through a few of these. You ready?
Yes.
First, invented the shotgun formation. San Francisco 49ers. How about that?
Okay. How about that?
Most consecutive seasons winning. Most consecutive winning seasons at 20. The Dallas Cowboys. Only NFC team with 0 Super Bowl appearances. The only team in the NFC that has never gone to a modern-day Super Bowl, the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
One team that is undefeated in Super Bowl play, not the only, but one, could be the only. It doesn't say this, though. The Tampa Bay Bucks. When they make it, they win it.
Oh, wow. Wow, 2-0.
Pretty cool. This franchise, their former owner, Bert Bell, created the NFL draft.
Oh, wow.
Philadelphia Eagles. Bert Bell. Hey, let's have a draft. I didn't know this one. Here's a neat fun fact. The only NFL team to win championships in 3 cities.
Oh, wow.
How about go ahead.
Oh, you gave me a little you go for it.
The Rams. They were they won a championship in 45 as the Cleveland Rams, the St. Louis Rams, and the LA Rams. How about that?
I did not know about Cleveland.
Here's one you guys probably should know. Who's the only NFL team that is publicly owned?
Green Bay.
You got it. Green Bay, you can buy stock in. Okay. How about this is a great one. Just a fun fact. Who is the only team to play in both the AFC and NFC championship game?
Oh, man.
One game from the Super Bowl in both leagues. How about that? Any idea?
Pittsburgh.
Good guess. Seattle. Because they changed leagues, remember? This is an easy one, I think. What franchise was founded on All Saints Day? You got to say
New Orleans.
Yes.
I got to say it.
Way to go, man.
That'd been so embarrassing to get that one wrong.
I think this is two, but tell me at least one franchise with 4 Super Bowl appearances, yet 0 wins.
Oh, the Bills.
Bills. This one's showing the Vikings because they got the Bills something else. But I think it's both the Vikings and the Bills. Vikings are 0 for 4 too.
They didn't go 4 in a row.
Here's an interesting stat from Chicago, the Bears. You realize the Bears, as old and historic as the Bears are, they've never had a 4,000-yard passer in a season.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did see that. Because they want Caleb Williams to hit 4,000 yards and 70% completion rating. I don't think either one of those things have happened in their franchise yet.
You read the same stat I read about a week ago about the Bears. They want 4,000 plus and 70%. And I chuckled, Pat, because I went, well, doesn't everybody want that?
Right. Yeah. You know, interesting point, actually, to stay on Caleb Williams in the NFL. They really believe he just needs to learn the game more. And majority of his problems are all fixable. Number one, holding on to the ball for too long.
Yeah.
Like, he is the kind of guy that has gotten in his own way because he could out-talent people in college. You can't, unless you're Josh Allen, you're not out-talented or Lamar Jackson or Jaden Daniels. They truly believe under this new offense with Ben Johnson that Caleb Williams is going to hit all those numbers this year. If they hit those numbers, it'd be hard to see the Bears not being a playoff team.
I'm with you. I am with you. How about this franchise, NFL? Oldest U.S. pro team to have 0 championships. The Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, Atlanta Falcons.
Dang.
And we'll go to Brent Beaird. If Brent can be patient for about 5 minutes, I want to get through this list, and we'll get to Brent Beaird. NFL franchise credited with inventing the spike celebration. The spike celebration. I would have never known. I would have never guessed this. It would have been a wild guess.
Shoot. Let's go for a wild guess. Let's go Cardinals.
New York Giants invented the spike, they say. You may know this because this was, I think, the most recent franchise that had this. Who was the first NFL franchise with a marching band? They don't have them anymore.
Oh, gosh darn it. Was it Tennessee?
Washington.
We did this before.
Washington.
Yeah. We talked about this one time before.
This is a little surprising. Oldest NFL team. Team. Their colors are red right now.
So
Cardinals.
They're red right now.
They're calling it They say the Cardinals are the oldest NFL team.
Really? Oh.
Here's a laydown.
They haven't always been in Arizona, though, right?
No. They bounced around. Yeah, St. Louis, and probably may have come by Cleveland. And, back in the day, I think everybody had to go through Cleveland. Right? Here's a laydown for you. This franchise originally played their football games at Clemson Stadium. Think Jaguars partner.
Panthers, really?
Panthers, okay. Yeah. They started out in Cleveland while they were waiting on their stadium.
It was an obvious answer, but, you still hesitate.
This franchise named after an Edgar Allan Poe
The Ravens.
Story. Ravens, yeah.
That's how they got the name, huh?
Edgar Allan Poe, the Ravens. That guy's weird. He was weird.
I liked him.
That explains a lot. Which franchise? Here's a layup for you. Which franchise was named after U.S. soldier Buffalo Bill Cody? You gotta say it.
The Dolphins. The Bills.
Dolphins. All right, a couple more. We'll get through this. What franchise has made the longest successful Super Bowl field goal? I don't know who it is, but field goal, 57 yards.
Let's go with the Packers just because.
Kansas City, and I don't know if that's modern Kansas City or old Kansas City because they made a
I bet you it's Harrison Butker.
Might have been. Might have been. Who's the youngest NFL franchise currently?
It's still us, isn't it? The team after us?
No, and this is a little bit of a little bit of an asterisk. The Houston Texans, and of course they're kind of a rebirth, sort of back in Houston.
From the Oilers. I miss that powder blue Oilers, man. Gosh, I miss that. That was beautiful.
I'm with you, Patrick. I am with you, Patrick. What NFL franchise is named?
Yeah, with that old logo. That old logo was beautiful.
That was. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. What NFL franchise is currently and was named after their first coach? First coach.
What?
This
named
NFL
after their coach.
Yeah, this and maybe their most famous player had the same name. This is unique. They're currently in the NFL, and their nickname was from their coach.
What's the division? Can I get that hint?
AFC Central, I think.
Central. So that's not no, that's AFC South. Central. Is that Saints, Bucks, Panthers?
I'm gonna give it to you.
Go for it. That is NFC.
The Cleveland Browns owner Paul Brown, best player ever Jim Brown. How weird is that?
Oh wow!
But they were named after their owner Paul Brown back 100 years ago. Only team with an undefeated season.
I wonder if he had a weird name like
I know
Norvelle. Would they have still named it after
Radinsky? The Cleveland Radinskis. Only team with an undefeated season.
The Patriots. No, not the Patriots. The Dolphins.
Dolphins. There you go. Only team to win back-to-back Super Bowls 2 times. They won two in a row twice, 2 separate times.
Is it the Patriots?
Good guess. The Steelers. The Steelers only won. They won it back-to-back. Then they had a gap. Then they won it back-to-back again.
So I got 2. I couldn't remember.
Here's one I did not know, and I would have assumed it was an animal. What franchise was named after the Bengals stove, not the animal? And I didn't know there was a thing called the Bengal stove. The Cincinnati Bengals are not named after the animal.
What?
There's a stove, obviously, Bengal stove.
The word Bengals, in pertaining to the animal, came before Bengal stove.
Have you ever heard of a Bengal stove? I don't know what that is.
No, I have no idea what that is, but that sounds ridiculous.
Okay, we'll have to look that one up. Bengals.
Ridiculous.
A couple more. We'll get out of here and get to Brent Beaird. We've got a only NFL stadium with a pool. You got to say
Have you been in that pool? Terry, I would never go in that pool. I would never go in that pool.
There's not enough chlorine in the world to put in that pool.
And now that as a grown man, because we have like a pool in my neighborhood, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking getting in that water?
I totally agree with you. Totally.
I mean, they nuked those public pools with chlorine.
Ugh. You couldn't pay me to get in those bacteria traps they call pools at that stadium. Jacksonville. Longest regular season winning streak in the NFL. What franchise? 23 games in a row they won.
Ooh. So obviously they won a Super Bowl and went into at some point.
And they were a big nemesis of the Jaguars.
Oh, not the Titans.
Colts.
The Colts.
What franchise
was that with Peyton?
I think it was. It overlapped, those 2 years.
Man, Peyton, man, godly, that dude should have like 4 rings.
I know.
He should.
This NFL franchise does not retire jersey numbers.
Oh, man.
California team.
San Fran?
Well, it used to be California. The Raiders. They do not retire.
The Raiders.
Yeah. Who was the first AFL team to beat an NFL team?
Do they still have a Ring of Honor? They still have a Ring of Honor.
I don't know.
They've got to. Yeah. Say that again, your question.
First AFL team to beat an NFL team when they merged, I guess. When they merged, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Denver Broncos were the first one.
There we go.
Which franchise is currently, and we got 3 more, I think it is. 3, 4, 5 more. Which current franchise is on the longest active playoff drought? Longest active NFL playoff drought is held by which active franchise?
Oh, shoot. I should know this.
And this franchise cannot get out of their own way.
Can't get out of their own way? I mean, you could say that just teams that fall in that category. That's the Jets.
Bingo.
That's the Panthers.
Bingo, you got it. Jets. Original
Jets. Jets. You know, that is a cool cheer, but that's all they got.
Yeah, I'm with you. Original
did
name.
You watch did you watch any of the game last night?
Very little at the beginning. Very little.
Did you get a chance to hear Brett Musburger talk about Super Bowl II with Joe Namath and all that?
No.
Oh, man, it was just such a cool story. I hope you can go back and find it. He just talked about at that time, because he went to Super Bowl I, and they had a picture, Joe Namath, out at the beach a few days before the Super Bowl in his swim trunks, got his hair out, and Brent and some other guys and some fans are there. And just think, the guy was about to play in the Super Bowl in a few days. There's no way that could happen now. 0 chance.
Nice.
And he said, what was actually really cool, this because I was trying to remember what's actually really interesting about that story. We all know Joe Namath made that call that he guaranteed that they were going to win, and Brent said he really described it as matter of fact, like it wasn't a pompous, bloviating, overconfident. He's like,
right.
And I want you to know, I guarantee.
Yeah.
We're going to win.
Yeah.
That's it.
How about that?
Wow.
That's cool.
How about that?
Originally named the Oilers. Which franchise originally named the Oilers?
Houston.
Now they call it Tennessee because that was the one that actually.
Oh, that was Tennessee. You're right. Yeah.
Because they, the way they moved. And then a couple more will be done. I promise. We'll get to Brent Beaird.
I like them.
I had no idea. We can fact check this. What NFL, and this will give it away, but I had no idea what NFL franchise is named after a credit card charger.
A credit card charger?
The LA Chargers, the old San Diego. Would you have? Is that true? We got to fact check that.
Yeah, you got to fact check that one.
That's what it says.
That's interesting. I have no words for that one.
Maybe San Diego popped up around the time the first credit cards were coming out. I don't know when San Diego popped up.
How about
67?
How about speaking of San Diego? Antonio Gates, first player inducted in the Football Hall of Fame that did not play college football.
Oh, that's great.
I don't think anyone's going to beat his record of 116. I went to check and see how close Travis Kelce is. He's at 74, and the next in place is at 86.
God.
So Yeah, I think Gronk finished with 86 or something around there. And who's our guy? Tony Gonzalez. He's in second with 112.
So Antonio Gates, say that again. He's the only Hall of Fame player to not play college football.
To not play college football.
That is a great truth.
He made such a great point. He said, you know, in basketball, I was so used to, like, in physicality, creating space against guys that were my height and guys that might have been bigger. In football, I knew how to create space. I knew how to get open. And the guy that was guarding me was 5'11" or 6'2".
Yeah.
You know, he was like 6'5", so, or maybe a little bit taller than that. But besides the point, that's why he said he thought he could get so much seen so well. And then, you know, Phillip Rivers, one of those quarterbacks that probably one of the greatest quarterbacks to never win a Super Bowl. That dude filled a stat sheet, didn't he?
Yeah.
Holy moly! Yeah. When in his prime in Philadelphia, with the Chargers, Antonio Gates was a touchdown machine. I grew up, my childhood running back outside of Fred, first one was LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
So I watched all his games and kept up with all the players and playing the video games. Antonio Gates was the man.
Yeah.
He called it over everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. As we go to break, I do know this, and that Antonio Gates stat about not playing college football is really cool. I do know this, several big-time college football coaches, and you can find there are a few scattered in the NFL. There are some big-time football coaches that never played football. I know for a fact, like Mike Leach, never played football. Good, solid coach. I think Manny Diaz never was a football player. He got on the staff at FSU as a grad assistant, worked his way up. And you can find one or two guys that have made it to the NFL that never played. That's
interesting.
They wanted to get into coaching. They just wanted to get into coaching. You remember the rich guy? The rich guy that basically bought his way to, I think maybe, was it Coastal Carolina 20 years ago when they first started playing? And he was a real wealthy guy, and he always wanted to be a football coach. He donated a lot of money. They started a program. He was the first coach. I can't remember the guy's name. It might have been Coach.
Did he not really know how to coach?
No. He did some back work.
Okay, good.
And then he kind of worked his way up. But he was a filthy rich guy. Donated, started like grad assistant, and he made it all the way and coached a year or two.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, I respect that. He's like, hey,
yeah,
I know I want to see if this is the passion of mine. I'll donate. Let me be a graduate assistant. You don't even have to pay me, probably what he said. And he probably fell in love even more in that process of being around the team. Because, look, man, the number one thing every athlete misses and what people will not understand about sports teams, that locker room, man.
It is fun. That
locker room.
It is fun. And I never played professionally like you, but I played collegiately. And it's also fun on that campus. Even in high school, when you're in season, especially when you're in season, there's just something about you walk in the cafeteria, there's two of your teammates. You walk down the hall, there's, you know, being part of the team, it is cool, isn't it? It really is.
It's just, it's just tough. Like all those great memories is because our lives are designed in a way through sport that we're always around our teammates. And it's just tough when you stop playing.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you. You know, that's why so many athletes struggle with life after sport, because they've been so used to everyone telling them where they got to do and where they got to be all the time.
Absolutely.
You know, their wives are like, oh my gosh, you're home too much. You need a hobby.
Yes, no doubt. All right, PY, let's take a break. Get out of here. If you need to get going, we got Brent Beaird coming on. Good stuff.
Good
stuff. If we don't talk again, let's talk on Monday, of course, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
That's my buddy, your buddy, everybody's buddy, Patrick Young, right here on the Young and Norvelle Show. Break time, Brent Beaird comes back. He'll wind it down. He's got some good college football news and notes. We'll also take a quick look at Major League Baseball. Wow, what a day yesterday. The trade deadline is always a fun day, and it came and went yesterday. One segment left. Starting to land the plane on a Friday. The Young and Norvelle Show continues after this quick timeout.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
All right, let's get right back into it. Boy, I want to apologize to my buddy Brent Beaird. We kept Brent on hold, and I think we've got Brent still now. Hey, buddy, thanks for your patience. We got knocked off, and it backed us up a little bit, and I was at the middle of it. Somehow I didn't see my cord. It had unplugged. We lost power.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, well, if you're my worst problem the rest of the weekend, it'll be a great weekend.
There you go. And it's been a unique week.
It has.
I finally fessed up. I didn't want to tell my not embarrassing story, but once we had Doc on yesterday, I've been working the show this week all but one day from home. I had a little scheduled surgery on Friday. Never had surgery, and Brent, I think you and I have talked about it a little bit. I don't know if I told you the story, but I went ahead and fessed up. I had hemorrhoid surgery.
Yeah.
And I've never had surgery, and I wasn't really prepared. I don't have a baseline of surgery.
Yeah.
And the doc did a great job explaining everything to me, but, it was outpatient. So I kind of correlated, okay, if it's really bad, you stay in the hospital, right?
Right.
Well, that wasn't really the truth. So, I'm a lot better, but it's been rough. That's a tough area.
Yes, it is. No question about that. Yeah, yes.
And I appreciate you and Patrick and Casey and people covering this week and helping out. And I appreciate the kind words. You've been very kind. And boy, when you're feeling bad, it's nice to know you got somebody in your corner.
Yeah. And look, that is difficult surgery, to say the least. And just glad you're better. And what makes us all better is by this time tomorrow, virtually every team in the SEC will be at practice.
How about that? And I'm a little giddy. I'm not a big preseason NFL guy, but it does feel. I know we had a little game last night, sort of, but today most of the NFL guys, and by this weekend, all the college guys, it's here, Brent. We turn the calendar. We turn the calendar. We've made it, man. We've made it.
Yeah, and let me mention this. It's teams can practice 25 times over the next 29 days. So just because you open up on Tuesday as compared to today, really doesn't mean anything, frankly. But again, we've got a deal to where teams spend, it seemed like, Terry, what is it, basically a week trying to get out of helmets and and shells and so forth. So
Brent, there's a rule on the books in college. I think it's your first 3 practices cannot be in pads.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's 3 in a row or you can set your what do you have, like 4 off days? You said 4 off days. But your first 3 practices, I think it's 3, cannot be in pads in college. And then some coaches have different philosophies. Some coaches may go, okay, let's go 2 days in a row, take our first practice day off to get the lactic acid run through, and other coaches will say we're going to do a whole week and then take a day off.
Right.
They'll bump those, and they'll have most teams will have 3 scrimmages, I think it is, right?
Yeah. Well, what they normally do, Terry, is to have 2 full scrimmages, and then they'll have a special team scrimmage. So that equals 3. Now I don't know how many people saw this afternoon, but DJ Lagway, this story came out that he was actually practicing and throwing and doing more than he normally had done. But they were basically saying that did you see this?
No.
That he had done very little of anything over the last few weeks. So now look, the season hadn't started, and we understand this. And I'm not saying the Gators were trying to deceive people necessarily. I mean, you know how that game is played, but the reality is, I mean, he really has done very little, and I'm still not sure, Terry, how much he's actually done. But that's kind of the latest thing that came out was he actually was getting into practice a lot more than he had before now.
I know that's interesting. I had not heard that. To that extent that you just said. Wow, it's a little takes you back a little bit. I know we've got colleagues. You and I have colleagues that cover the Gators on a standard basis. That's their number one beat. And not that the University of Florida and Billy Napier owes the public anything. There are certain rules and regulations. Now, you have to turn in some type of a health chart during the season. I get that. But they don't really owe us anything. But we're in an era where coaches have never been more forthright. I don't know if it's gambling and stuff like that, but some of our colleagues, I think you'll agree with me. Some of our colleagues over in Gainesville that cover Florida on a daily basis, you're starting to hear some whispers. Well, there's a presser tomorrow, and Lagway was in a boot, but we don't expect to hear much from Napier. I think some of the colleagues are getting a little. Now, it doesn't matter. The program doesn't have to run by the media guys.
Yeah.
But are you feeling that? I'm starting to feel some of those day-to-day guys are getting a little frustrated on the Gestapo tight lip over there.
Yeah, and where this came from is Gators Online. I mean that's a legitimate source,
right?
But what it's saying is he threw at practice for the first time in 2025. Well, obviously, now he threw passes in the indoor facility, then joined the team at practice. Missed the first 2 days of training camp with a calf injury. Also recovering from a shoulder injury. Last threw in a practice setting with the Gators during their preparation for the bowl game in December.
How about that?
Did not attempt any passes in the spring when nursing his shoulder and lower body injury. I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim, but the reality is, but to me, I mean, what that says is, I mean, he actually is throwing and doing something, which has to be a good thing. But it just really makes you wonder. And they had the big press conference with him the other day, and he said everything was fine and so forth. So, and I'm not saying they're hiding all this stuff, but it is good to hear that he actually is out doing something now.
Well, we'll move on from this Lagway. Let me make one more kind of analogy. And does it matter? Does it not matter what I'm going to bring up? But it's not the ultimate way you would like to approach a season.
Yeah.
If let's say I'm Paul Skeens, I'm a starting pitcher, right? I get on the mound and I pitch.
Yeah, sure.
And my season's a month from now, and I have yet to pitch in practice at all. I've pitched to a bunch of different catchers, but I haven't pitched to the one that's going to be my catcher in the game.
Yeah, right.
Now, is that going to matter? Maybe not. But I don't want to start throwing to my catcher in real games for the first time in the real game.
Yeah.
I would like to have some time working with my, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not, that doesn't mean Lagway is going to never hit Sturdivant on a pass and never hit new Dallas Wilson. But I'd rather have my catcher that's going to be in the game catching me the month before the season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, yeah. No doubt. Now, again, I mean, if he's able to practice, he'll get 25 of them in, which, and the good thing is, their first two games, or well, at least the first one is.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure about the USF game. Frankly, I think Florida will win. I'm not saying it won't be easy though, at all. But I mean, the main thing is it's obvious he is back. So we're glad about that and wanted to make that that's news to say the least. So
it really is. Let me take us back to a topic you and I haven't discussed. Patrick and I got into it the other day and had a nice discussion. I think there's legitimate smoke where the North Carolina snooping around behind back channels might be looking at what they might need to do in a few years to get in the SEC. I think, and I move in terms of realistic expansion for the SEC or Big Ten. Let's move Notre Dame out. Okay, they would be the number one. They would be the number one carrot.
Yes.
But let's move them out. I think North Carolina, by a million miles, is the number two carrot out there of realistic. Alabama's not going to the Big Ten. Ohio State's not coming to the SEC.
No.
Realistic ACC, Big 12, movable programs. I think North Carolina makes absolute perfect SEC sense. And I think it'll happen because of what Clemson and FSU did. They ran the interference and they brought the number way down.
Yeah, that they did. Look, I'm with you. I think North Carolina's coming.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I've been told, and I'm curious if you've heard this, was even Greg Sankey was talking to a group about North Carolina coming recently. And it wasn't just maybe they'll come. It was more, they're coming.
Yeah.
what we don't know is now I've heard Virginia is a second team coming with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, forgive me, but I can't get real excited about that, to be honest. But here's the reality of it, Terry. And you understand this better than anybody I work with. They are getting Virginia because of the TV market in that Virginia area that they desperately want. Because I'm telling you, if you have North Carolina and Virginia, and again, I know we look at this for football, but you and I have to look at it for everything.
Sure.
And if you get both those schools, I mean, Terry, that really hurts the ACC to a degree, but B, that is one of the targets for the SEC is to get in that, particularly that Virginia area where they've never really been before, and that they would covet that area.
Yeah. And the eastern part of our country, if they were to get Virginia, if the SEC, Virginia and North Carolina, I don't think the SEC thinks it's a penetrable area, the Northeast. That's not a college football hotbed.
Right.
And I don't think it's a real desired. So if you're the SEC and you draw a line down the middle of the country, everything east, you're not going to get up into Big Ten country, and you don't necessarily want it. You've got everything on the east side of the country that you want, from the coast to deep Texas. You've got everything you want. When Patrick and I talked about North Carolina, for some people that might have missed our conversation, when you look at North Carolina, that's basically, they've got a lot of traits of a deep-rooted SEC program. Think about North Carolina.
Yes.
They are the university in their state. They're the dominant university. The SEC loves that. They want the dominant school
in the
states. They are deeply tradition-rich. They are old, deep, Southern-rooted money.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think this matters. Brent, North Carolina, even though they've been languishing in the ACC for decades, they've got an SEC arrogance about them. And the SEC likes that, I think.
Sure.
I mean, look at their Brent, look at the SEC's motto. It just means more.
Yeah, sure.
North Carolina and they're a lot like I think we still have Patrick ready to jump back on. But North Carolina has got they've got a lot of Alabama kind of pats Auburn on the head.
Yeah.
Right? Because Alabama is the school in that state.
Yeah.
North Carolina kind of pats Clemson on the head because they're North Carolina, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're lucky to have our diploma on your wall. And the SEC, I think, covets that. Speak to that, Brent.
Well, and look, the other thing, and I know we look at this through football, but the reality is these presidents and chancellors aren't looking at just football, are they, Terry?
No.
Now, Virginia and North Carolina have long been good. Obviously, they're good basketball schools, but they're also very good baseball schools. So I think that's why it's important. And listen, the SEC wants a couple of schools that, whether they ever admit this or not, that would help their academic standing and their academic PR. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it really is. And let's don't forget also, and I think this matters. It matters more than it did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It may not be the biggest scale tipper, but you go get North Carolina, which the SEC should do. They're first and foremost. I think they're a plum out there.
Right.
You bring a big time women's program over across the board. I mean, and you add that women's program with, women's sports still has a long way to go, but the SEC women's sports, look what Texas does on the women's side, and Oklahoma does on the women's side, and Florida does on the women's side. Sure. On multiple sports. North Carolina, they're really good in lacrosse and soccer, and they've won a basketball national title in women's basketball.
Right.
I think North Carolina is a no-brainer. Now, it's going to be 5 years from now. They're going to wait out the declarative of rights. But remember you and I chuckled, Brent? The ACC, when all that fighting with it, FSU and Clemson started,
Yeah.
the ACC said, right here, look at this piece of paper, grant of rights.
Right.
Yeah, you can get out of our conference, but you owe us $500 million.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it came back. Remember when they arbitrated it? It came back at about 185, and
Yeah.
it'll settle maybe at 100, maybe 70.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. And I mean, you're talking about the just to be able to get out of the conference is important. And they will make that look, they will have 5 more years. Well, actually, Terry, let's say this. I don't know if they'll leave exactly.
Yeah.
If they're waiting to leave at 5, but at about 3.5, this is going to be done, isn't it?
It really is. It won't be done 6 months before it happens. It'll be done.
No,
and
absolutely not.
I remember vividly, me, you, and Patrick, when the SEC, when the ACC, Clemson, and Florida State were deep in their fight. Remember, they were going at it.
Yes.
And I can remember vividly, you and I and Patrick as well, and I brought this up. FSU, Clemson, and now I'm convinced North Carolina are all going to be out of the ACC because, more than the money, they don't want to be in the ACC.
Yeah.
And the last thing, just like a marriage, we said this, the last thing you want to do is force your spouse to stay in a marriage if they don't want to be there.
Right.
Why would you, ACC, if Clemson, Florida State, and North Carolina look at you and say, we don't want to be here, you can force us for a few more years, that would be a miserable relationship, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. And I'm still hearing Pat a little bit, and if he can come on.
Yeah, jump on.
Yeah. The thing I wanted to ask Pat was, now, Pat, you're familiar with North Carolina. And again, I'm hearing it's going to be Virginia. It's not going to be Clemson. It's not going to be FSU. I wish it was, but it's going to be probably Virginia, North Carolina. Look, we basketball is the number 2 sport right now in the SEC. That's just the way that it is. What would North Carolina, Virginia do for the SEC in basketball? Yeah.
You automatically, that's a team that just looking at their history, they bring the level of basketball up right away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even though, can we say, Pat, the SEC in basketball has risen, what, Terry?
Yes.
Yes. About 100 levels.
Yes.
But what you're saying is, those 2 ACC teams would bring it up even more, right?
Substantially. I want to speak to what Pat just said about Carolina. When you asked him, Brent, about Carolina, just bringing their men's basketball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And let me speak to what that. I think we'll all agree that even though it's going into year 2, Texas and Oklahoma will pay off. It may not be the first couple of years, but Texas has paid off immediately by bringing a really solid football program historically to the SEC. The SEC is better today than it was 2 years ago because Texas football. Okay, with that said, Texas football, and this is going to be a mouthful, but I'll stick with this. Carolina basketball, in their sport of basketball, brings more prestige than Texas football. Carolina basketball historically has dominated that sport more than Texas has dominated football. You would be bringing over, I know UCLA's got the most titles in basketball, but a bunch of those were John Wooden.
Yeah.
7 in a row. Kentucky and North Carolina are right behind that. You're bringing over maybe the most prestigious modern basketball program, and I say that 50 years modern.
Right. If Gonzaga wasn't so far away, they'd want to be in the SEC with basketball.
Yes.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Pat, I've got a question with this too. Now, Tell me about Virginia. That's who I hear they're bringing too. I mean, you're not going to bring just one school.
Man,
you're going to bring.
He loves the way they play basketball.
Why'd you ask that?
He loves their style of play.
I am elated that the Virginia Cavaliers are bringing in their 40-point per game offense, staggering offense to the SEC. I am. Oh man!
Well, they do have a new coach now. The coach left, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's in the same branch. He's a follower of our guy whose name
Bennett.
I can't remember. I always say this, Brent.
Bennett.
I said of Tony Bennett. There you go. I always said this to Terry. I said this is the worst thing to happen to college basketball. Virginia won a championship in modern day basketball.
Yeah, I get that. But here's the reality of it. The presidents and chancellors are the one who are looking at this. And guys, you can help me on this. I think their thought process is Virginia, and I'm sure you played some ball up there, at least at some point, Pat. But how attractive is that Virginia area? Just at what is it, Terry? Isn't that the Tidewater area? What they call it up there?
Yeah, that Virginia Beach, Tidewater, all that. There's some ball players up there, all sports, isn't there, Pat?
It should, honestly, you would look at Virginia and think it should be a spot that can bring in talent. You know, obviously they got to recruit north and south of them. They don't have the luxury of like Atlanta, that all the big time tournaments are coming to Atlanta and high school. But I mean, I'm not sure how they are in terms of their NIL approach and their endowments or whatnot, but with the right amount of money and obviously an upgrade in terms of a change in terms of style of play.
Yeah.
Because it's not appealing, dude. Like, who wants to come and play that kind of basketball?
Yeah, well, true.
It's ironic too, Pat, that I can't believe we're talking Virginia basketball right now, but that Virginia team 4 or 5 years ago that won the national title.
Yeah.
That was almost for a Tony Bennett coach team or his dad.
Right.
That was almost a one-off. They actually played a little more stylish basketball that one year.
Did.
Right? They had a couple.
They sure did.
They had a couple little guards, and that makes you wonder, Pat. They won a title by kind of playing modern basketball, but they went right back to Virginia basketball.
Right. Yeah. The player Guy. I can't remember his first name. Yeah. Oh yeah, he was a great player. They actually had 3 guys that ended up getting drafted off of that team. So that just goes to show, that maybe that just was a really one-off, and he wasn't able to replicate because he didn't get guys that were that talented. At least up to. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, Pat, if I remember that team right, I remember the guy named Guy, no pun intended. They were a little bit like, they weren't anywhere near as talented, but they had like 3 perimeter guys, and they had one kind of tall guy inside, and it was a little bit like
DeAndre Hunter was one.
Yeah,
because the Hawks drafted white guy shooter. They drafted him, and they drafted DeAndre Hunter out of Virginia to Atlanta to the Hawks. Like, awesome team.
And you guys know who the best team in the country that year was and should have won it.
Kentucky.
Auburn.
That's right.
That's right. Auburn gave that game away to
Virginia. The missed double dribble, and what was it, a foul? It was a foul call at the end?
Yeah.
That wasn't a foul? Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real controversy, Brent Beaird, at the end, remember?
Yeah, I remember that well. Yes. Now, Pat, I don't know how well you know that area. I'm curious about this. Now,
not a lot.
Okay. But I know that Tidewater area is a rich athletic area where people have moved in there over the years.
Yeah.
So and look, I know North Carolina is the bell cow here, but Virginia coming in, now they're not going to be very good in football, but Virginia in some of these other sports, that would be a pretty nice addition to the SEC.
Without a doubt, it would. I agree with you. I just, they haven't in these last 2 years, and we've had a lot of episodes on this show when we're talking about college football. Have we ever talked about Virginia football?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
We've, obviously we're more biased to the schools that are closer to us in the SEC, and we talk about, those other schools, but goodness gracious, they might have a lot of money, but I'm curious, are those boosters, are there more fans of gymnastics and baseball and other sport that football just isn't their thing? I don't know.
Maybe. All right, guys, we got about 45 seconds left. Good job today. I appreciate getting everybody on. Good stuff, Pat, of course. Brent Beaird, Casey doing a great job.
Brent, did Terry tell you about what his procedure was? Because he announced it on the internet.
Yes, he did.
I had to go ahead and tell everybody. Thanks for caring, Pat. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, just making sure.
Thanks for caring. By the way, we don't have time to get into it, but I think, isn't that Virginia area kind of near D.C., which there's power,
right.
There's power and money in D.C. Let me tell you that.
And there's a lot of good basketball players out of the D.C. area too.
Yeah, and it's not Virginia's not that far from, if you wanted to try that New York area, there's still some players out of New York. It's not that far away. All right, guys.
Get them out of that cold.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Have a good weekend, everybody. It was a fun week. Thanks for covering with me. All my guys that are helping, Casey, Brent,
thank you,
Pat, Dr. Bates, everybody that helped out. We'll get back together on Monday. A lot to talk about Monday. Can't wait. 4 to 6, the next episode of the Young and Norvelle Show.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Will Olive, Mandarin High School. Go Stangs.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oakleaf High School. Tony Mazzio, Standout High School, class of 2002. Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School. Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports